So for my PLN assignment, I chose to use Twitter. We're currently using Twitter, or started using Twitter in one of my other classes, and so I figured I would be able to best explain this one, or at least have a little more understanding. So let's go ahead and start. I just Googled Twitter. Personally, I like using Twitter better on my phone, but here it is for the screencast. So yeah, I Googled Twitter, and right here, we see the login. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. My information is already saved. So log in. And you could see here as we pop up, we have some news. So I do follow that as well. But let's scroll down and look for more of my academic and the educators and different things I follow. So, or different people and organizations as well. So we see here that this symbol right here, wish I could circle it. Is there a pen option on here? So this right here that my mouse is going around means that somebody retweeted something. And so the person who retweeted this is Dina Simmons. And so when you hover over her name, you see exactly, she kind of has a bio that represents her. So it says activist, educator, diversity trainer, TED talker, researcher on bullying with the goal of making schools more equitable and safer. Tweets mine. Okay, so what did she post about? She reposted something from Zaretta Hammond, who is a writer, educator, literacy advocate, passionate about empowering teachers with the knowledge and tools to be culturally responsive. That's cool. I haven't seen that. That sounds pretty interesting, so I'm going to go ahead and follow this lady. But let's go ahead and look at what she posted. Vocabulary development, or what I call word wealth, is essential for equity. Every classroom should have a robust word study program integrated into the teaching of content. How, you ask? Check out and then we have a hashtag here, piece in the New York Times. So who's this? This is an urban high school teacher, ESL and mainstream, author, Ed Week teacher, advice columnist, writes about ELLS for New York Times. And so within this one lady's retweet, I just got access to 2 other people that I may be interested in following. Not only did I get access to 2 other people, but I have an article here. It says Enriching Academic Vocabulary, Strategies for Teachers, Tier 2. So I'm going to click on that article, and it takes me to the New York Times page. Okay? And so now I could read this. So I got an article and 2 potential people I can follow. So let me go ahead and go back to Twitter. So it's still on there. And by the way, this is my home page. Okay, so right here, it's at the home page. So this is just seeing what people retweet that I follow. Got some other stuff there, some news. We're gonna go ahead and scroll through the news. Let's see where my educators are. I think I just passed one. And let's keep going. News. And so I kind of connect my, I don't have a separate account, just because I don't really use Twitter on my own usually, so I don't really separate it because I'm not really on there that much, so it's not that important to me. So when I say it's not that important to me, I mean separating my accounts. So that's why I have a mix here. If you wanted your Twitter account to be more focused, you could do that by the people you follow. So if I just had educators and different literacy leaders and advocates and things like that, if I just follow them, that would be all my page had. But because I follow maybe people that I like that are outside of the academic world, they're just a good speaker or something like that, or CNN. That's why that's on my feed. Just to clarify, Twitter doesn't have to be like that. Just you basically, it's kind of like a magazine, except you decide what type of magazine it's going to be based off of who you follow. It could be really specific. So we see Colby Sharp here. His bio, so you see the bio right here. It says driven by gratitude, husband, dad, teacher, reader, runner, writer, nerd. And so I found Colby Sharp because of one of my assignments in another class. We had to do a title talk. And a title talk is like a live Twitter discussion regarding whatever the topic is that they decide. And so that's how I found out about Colby Sharp, and I participated in a live Twitter talk for that class. Okay, And then let's go to the people I'm following just to show you how that affects different things. So we see Zaretta Hammond, who I just followed live on here. Penny Kitty, you see their bios as well. It says, I love teaching, the reading and writing and thinking that happens in the classroom is just magical. And my mouse just died. Okay, I follow Authors Me. That says Tech for Acquisitions and Publishing. Yale Emotion. We use the power of emotion to create a healthier, more equitable, compassionate society. That's pretty cool. Jennifer Gonzalez, her bio says, I help teachers crush it in the classroom. My big project these days is at, and so, sorry, my mouse just lost connection. So you see she has a link to whatever her big project is. So Teacher's Guide to Tech. So I clicked on that here, and look what I have. Welcome to the end of Tech Overwhelm. If you're ready to grab hold of technology and make it start working for you, you've come to the right place. The Teacher's Guide to Tech is the home for a suite of useful products that will make your relationship with educational technology so much better. What? First of all, I forgot that I followed her, but this is like the exact thing that this assignment is for, to be able to find things like this on these social networks and expand my knowledge. And so here, I just from looking at who I follow and clicking on a link that she had, I stumbled upon this. The guide, start with the original digital binder, the Teacher's Guide to Tech. So these are the types of things that you could stumble upon on Twitter. And like, it looks overwhelming whenever you just like, you look at it, you see all these different things, and maybe you go to your homepage and you just see all the different news. But when you look at these specific people, like maybe of somebody outside, like you learn about some person in class, you read about some type of leader in your textbook or something like that. You can look them up, and they most likely have a Twitter. That's just the way the world is today. And so if you look them up, because you found something that you saw something that you admired in them, you might just stumble upon things like that, like a Teacher's Guide to Tech. I follow Penguin Random House, Room to Read, Dina Simmons. So I started following her and saw this amazing TED Talk that she did. I don't know if I could still see it on her page, but she posts a lot of great things. But I saw a TED Talk, yes, right here. So somebody retweeted it, and then she retweeted the retweet. So Twitter is kind of a black hole. But here's the Twitter Talk that I saw of hers. You could watch videos on here as well. I just said Twitter Talk. I meant TED Talk. So let's go ahead.
I loved our neighborhood. It was lively. There was always merengue blasting, neighbors socializing on building stoops, and animated conversations over domino playing. It was home, and it was sweet, but it wasn't simple. In fact, everyone at school knew the block where we lived because it was where people came to buy weed and other drugs. And with drug dealing comes conflict, so we often went to sleep to the sound of gunshots. I spent much of my childhood worried about our safety. And so did our mother. She worried that the violence we witnessed would overtake our lives, that our poverty meant that the neighbors with whom we lived and shared space would harm us. Our entire life was in the Bronx, but my mother's anxiety spurred her into action, and soon we were driving so fast to Connecticut, to boarding school campuses with full scholarships in tow. Man, don't underestimate the power of a mother determined.
Okay, so we could watch that video right here as well on Twitter. Like, I don't even have to leave Twitter, but I can if I wanted to. And so this Twitter, like, the more you play around with it, the better understanding you get. It's really not as complicated or as overwhelming as it seems. Just going on there and exploring for a couple minutes, you'll probably immediately start to get the hang of it. And so that is my personal learning network. And I just like to add that within this personal learning network, it takes you to so many other ones. So I found articles, I could find blogs on here, videos, and different things. So Twitter is kind of a one-stop shop for your personal learning network and growing that. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed, and hope everyone learned something today. Try to get out here.